Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. Now, if you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. This is the show where you guys send in your messiest, toxic, most out-of-pocket predicaments, and I attempt to break them down, giving my honest and unbiased feedback. Now, listen, I'm a comedian, not a therapist, so ain't no guarantee I'll be able to help fix your life, but I can provide laughter along the way and call it like I see it. So without any further ado, let's get into the episode. My father had some secrets he never told us before he passed away. Mike, me and my father never had a real relationship. He wasn't there for me, and I would only see him a few times over the course of my whole life. Alexa, play Papa Was a Rolling Stone by the Temptations. He was in and out of prison and had a drug addiction, so I had strong hatred towards him and lots of resentment. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. As I got older, I let go of some of that hurt and was open to reconnecting, but that still proved to be difficult because I never really addressed the issues that I had with him. Not too long ago, my mother told me that he was sick and he only had a few months to live, and I should probably make amends before it was too late. Wise words from a kind woman. So I did, and we started to develop a relationship. Nothing like it should have been, but it was better than nothing after all these years. I tell you this much, I'd rather have half of something than all or nothing. Well, a few months later, he passed away as we expected. My condolences to you and your family. When I got to the funeral home, I felt out of place. I didn't know many of my family members, and they didn't know me either, so it felt really weird. Imagine going to your own pop's funeral and hear somebody yelling out, "Hey, yo, whose mans is this?" Nah. Then I see this woman walk in who I've been smashing for the last few months. What's her Instagram? Nah, it's for market research purposes and whatnot. And I asked her what she was doing here, and she said that this is her father's funeral and asked me the same thing. Nah, time out, technical foul. The 23andMe reveal went wrong at the wake is insane. Long story short, Mike, I've been sleeping with my sister and neither of us had a clue. Like this video if you think they're both full of shit. I knew I had other siblings out there, but we just never met before. That's because your dad was shooting up clubs and heroin and then neglecting the offspring. We agreed that we couldn't ever do this again, and we also agreed to just not tell anybody. Yeah, but you just told me. But we end up sleeping together again that night after the repast. Hey, yo, what in the West Virginia, Alabama incest is going on? I know it's wrong, but it doesn't feel wrong. Yeah, that's how Catholic priests feel. Because we don't look at each other like brother and sister, and I can't imagine acting like that now after what we've done. What should I do? What should you do? Nah, it's what you shouldn't do, and that's keep on taking your sister to Pound Town on Incest Airways. What are you talking about? Talking about something, yeah, I know it's wrong, but it don't feel wrong. Yeah, up until the funeral, I'm pretty sure it didn't feel wrong. She probably got the slip and slide, you know what I'm saying, the Six Flags Great Adventure between her legs. But once you got privy to that information, that y'all shared the same blood as your father, that was excommunicado. I'd have been like, oh yeah, this is a dub. Shorty, don't ever speak on this. I will deny everything. We're not doing it again. It's over. Nobody's saying you got to act like this is my little sis or big sis or whatever. Like, no one's telling you got to act like that. But you absolutely 100% cannot keep sticking your meat, you know what I'm saying, in her buns. That's not how it works. That's illegal for one, and that's super illegal. That's called incest. That ain't a third or a fourth cousin. That's, y'all got the same dad. Y'all done grieved and cried, went to the repast, ate a good meal, and then snuck off and you beat cheeks in the bathroom somewhere while nobody was looking. That's insane. That is insanity. Come on, what you should, I'm gonna tell you right now, the whole letter, I was feeling bad, like, damn. Because I had a situation with my dad where, like, I mean, my dad was always there, but we weren't seeing eye to eye for a while, and I wasn't talking to him. Like, I was just on some, yeah, whatever. And when I was moving to Los Angeles, I had to go through Indianapolis where my dad was living at the time. And I remember texting my older sister and was like, I don't know what made me do this. I remember her texting me saying, I texted her and said, yo, give me daddy's address real quick. She was like, all right. She didn't know what it was for. She sent me the address and I just pulled up to his house and showed up. The Titans were playing in a playoff game. I can't remember who they were playing. And the look on his face was like, I could tell he wanted to cry, but he's one of them old school pops, so he was not with it. But I could tell he was emotional, like, I get to see my son. That was the last time I ever seen my dad. But we had a great relationship after that, and I'm glad I did that. So when you started the letter off, I was all on your side. Then you got down to the freak time and at the end, and I'm like, nah. Stay alert, stay alive with you. What are you talking about? I'm giving you advice. Like, I really thought the advice was going to be about your dad or something. Like, if I have a kid, should I name him after I thought that's where it was going. Then out of the blue, you like, I'm at the wedding looking like a, you know what I'm saying, like a fly on rice. Then my little link pull up and find out that's sis. And we like, yo, this gotta finish. Then after the funeral, he was like, yo, just one more time. And I got a feeling you're still not gonna stop. Because you probably look at her like a stranger, even though that's not the case. I understand y'all not having a bond or y'all not having that affection towards each other like a brother and sister should have. That's totally normal to not feel that way. But that does not give you the right to cross the lines and beat it again because you've done it once. If I run through a red light, right, and the little camera takes the picture of my plate and I get a ticket in the mail, does that mean I should just keep running red lights because I'm like, I already did it once? Now I'm gonna keep getting tickets in the mail and it's gonna pile up. Just like your conscience is gonna pile up with them nasty thoughts. And when you get to heaven's door, God gonna be like, yo, about face, move out on safe, champ. You're a nasty dude. You should be on some type of registry. Knock it off. Stop hating your sister. Tell your sister, pass the word to her too. Yeah, I wrote into Mike Murphy. He said we're bugging out. Yeah, told me this, you know what I'm saying? Give you the, you know what I'm saying? The letters for both of us. The answer for both of us. We got to cut it out. That's what you do, bro. This shouldn't even have been a question. Knock it off. Stay alert, stay alive. My sister got married, but I wasn't invited to the wedding. So, Mike, I want to snap out, but I don't know if that's right. Probably not, but I do it all the time. So, yeah, I'm here for it. So just for context, my stepfather raised me since I was 6, and he already had a daughter who was 3. She didn't live with us, but she was there every weekend and every summer. Nah, don't tell me you try to act out the XNXX stepsis category. I never looked at her like a stepsister, just my sister. What's her Instagram? Nah, it's for market research purposes and whatnot. So a few weeks ago, I'm on Facebook, and I see pics of her and my dad and my little brother at her wedding. Why wasn't your ass there since that's your sister? I was so confused because I didn't know she was engaged. And then my next thought was, well, why wasn't I invited? Oh, wow. Maybe she's your sister, but you're not her brother. Stay alert, stay alive. So I waited a few days to calm down, and then I texted her and asked her why she didn't invite me. And she said it was an intimate wedding and I only invited my immediate family. Hey, yo, time out, technical foul. Either she doesn't know what immediate means or you need to cut her off immediately. I said, yeah, and I'm your brother, so why wasn't I invited? Your other 2 siblings were there. And she said, I mean, you're not really my brother though. They are. Like this video if you think she's foul as shit. I almost snapped. When I told my dad about it, he said, well, it's her wedding and her choice on who she invites. Nah, step outside real quick, Pops. Nah, it's just for the market research purposes and whatnot. That really hurt and now I feel betrayed. Would I be wrong for cutting them both out of my life for good? Nah, she said it was an intimate wedding, only invited the immediate family. Either she doesn't know what immediate means or she don't look at you like big bro like that. You know what I'm saying? She looking at you like an outsider. Your dad, and I'm assuming your little brother was maybe had kids with your mom after that. I don't know. They at the wedding. I guess she got another sibling at the wedding. They taking pictures, they snapping, dad giving his speech, walking her down the aisle, all that, all that good vibrations. And you scrolling the book like, damn, they ain't even send your boy an invite. Maybe I ain't get it in the mail. Maybe I got the invite, pitched it thinking it was the junk mail or something. Didn't even realize that she mad at me because I didn't respond, and maybe that's where the disconnect's at. You got all kind of crazy stuff going through your brain, so you calm down for a minute, like, all right, let me just, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm bugging. You hit her up, yo, what's good, sis? Congrats on the wedding, but you know what I'm saying? Why wasn't I invited? She like, nah, I just did immediate. You like, yeah, I'm your brother. Your other siblings was there. Yeah, but are you really? That's crazy. That right there is crazy. Since she was 3 and you was 6, y'all been in each other's lives. And she said, but are you really? You know what I'm saying? Nah, you're not. You're not really the bro. Their blood, you're just affiliated. You know what I'm saying? You're the you're the only related to me on paper. We're not really fam. That's crazy. I mean, I would feel betrayed too, because I'm pretty sure in a letter you said, I never considered my stepsister just my sister. So you probably protected her the same way. The feelings for her probably didn't waver in any form like, oh, well, that's not really my sister. You probably loved her the way you loved your other siblings, and it was no different. So for her to turn around and be like, yeah, nah, but no. And then that's the one dagger. Then you hit your pops up like, yo, what's up with so-and-so? He's like, yo, it's her choice, bro. If she didn't want to invite you, cool. That's even crazier. Because he the OG of the family. He's supposed to step in before the wedding even happened and being like, yo, did they get the invites? Nah, no. What you mean they didn't get the invites? He should have been in her ear right away. And if there was an issue that you didn't know about, he'd have definitely cleaned that up. Like, yo, you know so-and-so getting married. She said this. Nah, we good. What you talking about? Oh, that's what I thought. I'm gonna go back and talk to her. You know what I'm saying? There gotta be some disconnect, because the fact that he's okay with her not inviting you as being, you know what I'm saying, the patriarchy of the family, he brought y'all together, made y'all one blended family. And then when she decides to invite your little brother, who ain't even been in her life as long as you, and then her other sibling and not you, is crazy. So if you want to move forward and say, I'm not going to deal with her or my dad, I'm only okay with that if the reason you're doing it is because you feel like the way they treated you was just a reflection of how they really feel about you. Because I don't know the situation with your dad, why he would even do that. Let's just clear that out right there. Your dad's a nut. You know what I'm saying? He's a nut, for one. So I don't know why he would do that or what's going on. It shouldn't have happened. So if you're like, oh, you show me how you really feel about me and how you view me. So yeah, we ain't got to have no rap, because ain't no way you should have let that happen. You know what I'm saying? Or at minimum, you argued her down about it, and she still was like, I'm not inviting him. So you can come if you want. If you don't want to come, cool, Dad. The wedding's happening, but I'm not inviting him. That's just that. Now, if he'd have done that and have been like, look, I talked to her, I did this, because your son not going to feel no type of way that he went to his daughter's wedding, because now the beef ain't with you. The beef was just with her. But the fact that you was like, yo, it's her choice. You know, her body, her choice. Hit you with the, the Roe v. Wade joint. That's crazy. You can't be doing that. So yeah, nah. If you cut them off because you feel like they showed you how they really feel about you, yeah, there ain't no point of having no relationship. You don't need people like that in your life. And I'm a big super advocate of mom, dad, sister, brother. It doesn't matter. If you're not pouring into my life and our relationship is not reciprocal, where I'm doing things for you, doing for me, it's a mutually beneficial agreement, I don't have to be a part of it. Once you become an adult, someone being in your life is a privilege. It's not promised. So yeah, I'm gonna back you on this one. You're doing the right thing if you cut them off. Stay alert, stay alive. I thought I found the love of my life until this happened. So Mike, I wasn't really looking to date anyone because I was trying to focus on my career and working on myself. Like this video if you think she's already full of shit. But I met this guy at the grocery store and he was so charming and handsome and I couldn't resist his flirting. Buddy had you giggling like a goofball showing all 32 teeth. Yeah, I'm definitely here for it. We talked for 2 hours on the phone and went on our first date 2 days later. The 48 hours later link after the first meet is what I'm talking about. And we've been with each other every day for the last 2 months without missing a single day ever since that first date. Alexa, play Never Too Much by Luther Vandross. I'm in love with him and he's in love with me too, but I just found out the worst news. I'm 3 months pregnant by the guy I was having a fling with before I met Daryl. Alexa, now play Baby Daddy by B-Rock and the Biz. I cut him off as soon as we met and haven't talked to him since. Now I'm pregnant with a child I want, but not by the man I want. That's called wanting your cake and eating it too. And I'm conflicted on what to do next. Please help. What do you mean you're stuck with a baby you want, but it's not by the guy you want? Now, that's not how it works. If you want that guy, you feel like that guy's the love of your life, but now you're pregnant by another guy, why in the world would you subject that new man to becoming a stepfather to a kid by a man that you don't even want anything to do with? Like, what sense does that make? Please tell me. Like, I really be trying to understand this girl math sometimes, but it don't add up. And I'm not telling you what to do with your body, right? It's your body. You can do whatever you want. But that's not the last baby they're going to make. You can go down to the Planned Parenthood, let them stuff the Dyson in you, suck little homie cuz clean out, turning right into a smoothie, flushing down a drain, and just keep on stepping with Daryl. I wouldn't even have told Daryl I was not. I'd have went right down there dolo with the poo shiesty on, protecting my identity, laid on the table, let the doc do the work, came home and just blamed my mood swings and my emotional instability on something else. I wouldn't even have told him what was going on. Oh yeah, I want the baby, but not by this man. Well, you get rid of it, then you get another baby by the dude you want it by, and you create a 2-parent household. What the hell are you talking about? Like, it seems like an open and shut case. Now, I know there'll be women like, you're not a woman, you don't know what abortion does to the body, yeah. But I know what a single parent and stepfathers, I know what that does too. Because guess what? No matter how good this Daryl guy is, how much love he shows you, raise that kid, that's never going to be his kid. And at some point, unless you just do something super vile and never tell the kid who his real dad is, like you just cut homie out the picture completely, and like he don't even know, which is not right. That's also not right. You got pregnant by him. It's his right to know that you have a child on the way and you plan on keeping it. So unless you plan on doing that crazy shit and just never telling anybody this kid ain't dudes, maybe you think about lying to Daryl and just trying to throw him off with the mumps and stuff, so he might not know. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, dudes don't be knowing what the hell is going on. If I'm with a shorty every single day on the phone all day, we've been kicking it 2 months straight every single day, and she come home one day like, oh, guess what, I'm pregnant. I'm gonna be like, yo, cool. Unless he wasn't shooting the club up. Then he might be like, the math not mathing. What's really good with you? Whose baby's in that box? You know what I'm saying? Whose bread's baking in that oven? Because it ain't mine. So unless you're doing all that like big super secret stuff, eventually that kid is going to want to know who his dad is, or he's going to grow up visiting his dad on the weekend, summer camp, whatever. And then Daryl just got to sit by and share the joy of parenting with the real father because he chose to stick around. Like, what are you doing? Now, I know it's only been 2 months with you and Daryl, cool. But it ain't like you even had a relationship with the other dude. It ain't like, oh, well, that was my ex. We were in love for years and we tried having kids and it just didn't work out. And now all of a sudden I'm pregnant. If that was the case, I'd understand. I'd be like, all right, well, leave Daryl alone. Let him go find his true soulmate. You try to work it out with the baby's dad and y'all provide that kid with a stable household. That's what I would tell you. But you were just letting dude, first of all, you was letting him crack, no rub on, shoot the club up. And now you said, I didn't plan on dating. I was working on myself and my career. You probably didn't wore the box out so much you needed a break. When you get to that point where the box need a break, you got to start doing some deep inner work, some self-reflection. So, yo, what's wrong with me? So you try to do that, and then homie cuz popped up in the produce aisle, grinning, you know what I'm saying, grinning and winning, then got you hooked. Now y'all in love, and you got the little youth on the way that ain't his. So here's my advice to you. If you honestly, truly believe this Daryl situation he's going to be the one, it's going to be something, get an abortion. You get an abortion. If you're not sure if he's the one and you're like, if you can't see yourself being with the other man in a relationship and raising this child together, get an abortion. Because I don't care how cruel it sounds, you do not want to bring a kid into this world already into a broken home when you have the opportunity to terminate it. That is my advice to you. Under no circumstances do I advise you to keep this child, because I don't see it playing out in the best interest of anybody in this scenario, not even you. In the moment you might think so, in the long run you won't. That's my advice to you. I hope it all works out. I wish you the best. Stay alert, stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. I hope you guys enjoyed me as much as I enjoyed you. And if so, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Matter of fact, leave me a comment letting me know what advice you would have gave them. And who knows, maybe you got your own toxic tale to tell about a shady friend or an entanglement you need help untangling. If so, feel free to drop me a letter at the email provided below, and I'll make sure to read it in the future segment of Advice with Mike. Now, with that being said, our time together has come to an end. But just remember, stay alert, stay alive.